My name is Freddy Rodriguez, Sr. I've been playing at the Chapultepec since January of 1980. It has turned into a real nice little jazz club, which is almost like it was back in the old days. It's a lot of noise. It gets noisy, and it's a good environment for jazz. And there's not really a whole lot of places that have the reputation of the Chapultepec, where it's lasted so long. It's one of the longest lasting. There are other clubs in town that have come and gone, but that one has stayed. Naturally, I like playing music, period, and it's just a venue for me. And I got involved in music when I was at Baker Junior High School. This is back in 1942. They were lending instruments to the poor people at the time, and I chose a clarinet. So they loaned me a clarinet, and I played clarinet all during the junior high school, 7th and 8th grade. And then after I graduated from Baker Junior High School, I attended West High School, and I continued playing music, and I took up the tenor sax. And I went into the service in 1948, right after graduation, and I played in the Army band there in the Seattle area, and we just played all over the area there, and I met a lot of great jazz musicians, and I pursued jazz because that was the music of my era. That was the time of the big band era, and I was very interested in jazz and the big bands. That was the time of the hit parade on radio. That was my interest. You know, it's like today you listen to rock and roll. Well, I listened to the hit parade, and that was when we had people like Frank Sinatra and, you know, you name it, Perry Como and all those people. You know, I love all types of music. My first love is jazz and popular music, especially music of the Tin Pan Alley. But it was the music that came up in the Broadway shows back in the 30s. All the great musical shows that came out, and all the music that Cole Porter, Jerome Kern, that's the type of music that I grew up on. And I grew up on all the jazz era, like the big band era and the modern jazz, and that's the kind of music that I like, and that's the music that I'll probably play. We had a lot of nightclubs here in Denver that were happening. There's a lot of great musicians that came from Denver that lived here in Denver at the time, and I used to go to those. I knew a lot of the musicians, and I used to practice with a lot of them, and we'd go to jam sessions. I played in Five Points, the Rossonian Hotel, and they used to bring in all kinds of great names, and it was just a great period of time, and I grew up in that environment. There's a lot of clubs around in the area right now. They're different, and they cater to a younger crowd, or they just pack the streets. It's like being in New Orleans, actually. The music that they have in there is not live music. It's generally DJ music, and every now and then we get some of those people. They come into Chapultepec and they're experiencing jazz for the first time, maybe, and then they like it and they come back. So we have a steady clientele of people that it varies from old timers to the new young crowd. Summer nights, it's great. It's packed, like I said. It's like New Orleans, and especially if there's a game that night, you know, Rockies play. It's a lot of fun. We have nights when people really like to join in. If we play the right song, they get out there and dance. We enjoy it. People standing outside listening by the side of the door, and the place just gets packed. This particular band, the Jazz Connction, I've had for I would say roughly 10 years. I have two different bands. On Wednesday nights, I use Jeff Cleveland on piano, Mark Diamond on the bass, and Tony Black on drums, and myself. That's a quartet. And then on Thursday nights, I use my son Freddy Jr. on piano and vocals, and on the bass, I utilize Colin D., Andrew Hudson on the bass, and Tony Black on drums. Tony is my regular. He's been with me for years and years. I had a birthday February 9th. I turned 80, and I'll play as long as I live. I don't have any problems with my health. Is pretty good. I've got good lungs. My heart is fine. So that's all it takes to play saxophone. And I'm looking forward to playing till I'm 100 years old at least. That's the thing about jazz. Jazz is a projection of what you are. It's your lifestyle. That's what comes out in your music, everybody's music. It's how you live your life. Music is a reflection of your life.